Everyone says to me, hey, Andrew Zimmern, how does a fat old guy, wears glasses and eat bugs like you just hang out with such beautiful women? Because I know how to make crispy fried chicken tater tots with chili glaze. That's how. Because my tot game is strong.
Welcome to another episode of $20 Chef. We got a special episode today. I got a super special guest. You guys know him from at least 12 seasons of Bizzare Foods on the Travel Channel. Today, what you're doing, $20 Chef, besides making some fried chicken tater tots with Thai glaze.
Well, everyone's favorite stoner food.
Yeah, big stoner guy.
Everyone can do what they want to do.
Yep.
I'm 420 friendly, and I think the whole world should be. And this is it. This is what I make for my musician friends at 2 in the morning when they're at my house after a gig.
And I'm excited. You're here today in the $20 Chef kitchen. You wanted these crushed peanuts, so we busted out the tool game here.
I have 2 or 3 mortar and pestle sets. Some small like this one that I use just for this. Cilantro and mint that are gonna finish the dish. Chilies, jalapenos in this case, that we're gonna use to make our glaze. I've got shallots and ginger and garlic and scallion and lime juice that's gonna go in there. Soy fish sauce, some chili paste, in this case sriracha. If you wanna use Chinese tomanjan, go ahead. Some black sesame seeds, and the secret to all great cooking, Thai sweet chili sauce, which is one of my favorite ingredients in the world.
This is my favorite because I just love cutting vegetables.
Well, you raise a really good point. The preparation, the knife work is actually like a yoga. Oil is heated up to about 375 degrees, and the reason that I like it that hot is because we're about to dump 1 pound of frozen vegetable in there. So it's gonna drop the temperature right away. And the most important thing to remember is that water, and there's moisture in here, is gonna splatter, right?
Yep.
So be careful when you pour them in, but don't be afraid of all of that boiling. That's not something ready to explode, that's moisture boiling out of the oil. When you're frying something, the most important thing you can do, just like cooking pasta, is just give a very gentle stir.
And I want to talk about your book, AZ and the Lost City of Ophir. Now this is a children's book, this little buddy right here.
Yep.
To be this creative when you're writing this story, are you pulling all of these adventures from your own life and just
as a dad, I would make up stories for my kid to read, and my business partner said, this is a great idea, we ought to do a book. But the idea is, let's take a real life young kid. I mean, one thing you and I have in common is we were both 12-year-old boys at one point.
Yep.
And as a 12-year-old boy, we were both a mess. Let's just get right out there at the front of the book and place a character who's not doing that great. And let's show young people that not only do they have everything already inside them to make a difference in the world, but that collectively their superpowers are magnified. And so our young heroes change the world, and by the end of the book, they've changed themselves. They've acted their way into right thinking, because you can't think your way into right acting. And
That's a quote.
Young kids are really good, big fans of my content. I think a lot of them are more into the yuck factor than the adventure learning in the show, but they stick around for the bug eating, but they're affected by the adventure learning. It's the same thing with the book. I think parents are going to be really delighted to buy this for their kids, and a portion of the proceeds go to No Kid Hungry, so kids who don't have a lot are getting fed from it.
Yeah, and obviously everything always tying back into food.
Got it.
Just like today. So we spoke before you got here.
Yeah.
So I got the chicken cut up in cubes, and I got egg white, some cornstarch,
a little chili glaze,
sweet chili glaze, and some soy sauce in
Yep. Now the thing is, we just put enough to coat. You did a perfect job on this, by the way.
Thank you.
That just little bit of batter on there is going to create a nice crispy coating.
The main thing that the common folk that I cook with here, that with and for, is that the most important elements are the garnish game, because you got to look good, and then the towel, your towel.
Let me ask you a question about this garnish game, because no, that's good.
Look at that towel game.
That's good.
But what I need to do is step it up, and I need to get matching glasses, apron. I haven't done that yet.
Well, and my knife set at home has matching handles.
See?
You talk about garnish game. You do eat first with your eyes. And the most important thing on the garnish game, look good, but make sure it's edible garnish. If I see one more fucking pork chop come to my table at the restaurant with a giant sprig of rosemary on it.
What are you gonna do with that?
What are you gonna do with that? Not every dessert needs to have like powdered sugar sprinkled all over the rim of it so I can't touch my plate. It drives me nuts. By the way, you notice how this is how it's quieted down?
And look at how they all have their own little space.
We started it the right way, and we gave it that nice stir. In all seriousness, you have to do a little exercise. Would you indulge me for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Just take a deep breath, right? And we're here together in your kitchen. right? Your crew is here. Years from now, when you're on some high product, you're hosting some $1 million an episode show on network TV, you're gonna look back and you say, God, I miss those days when I was in my apartment just cooking with a handful of people. Because that's the way it really does feel. I wish I could go back to the very first year and had slowed down enough to remember slogging through the jungles of Ecuador with a 3-person crew, including myself, now that we have, 800 people running around trying to make this show.
By the way, that is my ultimate. Your life has been my ultimate goal. It's like what you've done is just running out into the planet and eating just things that nobody would ever know that existed except the people that are there. Seeing, like, traveling. Obviously, that's what I like about traveling. Like, for instance, your show.
Sure.
When you just leave your hotel when you're traveling, it's an adventure.
Oh no!
Oh no!
We don't want to steam them because they are going to heat, and they're going to heat in just a couple of minutes when we throw them into that sauce. Do you have a spoon?
I sure do.
Now, giving the oil another 45 seconds to a minute to sort of come back to temperature. And with chicken, what we want to do is just slide them in one piece at a time. And the reason that we want to do that is if we stir the chicken with the batter, we're going to disturb the batter. Did a very nice job with this, by the way.
Thank you.
You're very self-deprecating about your culinary ability, and I have to tell you, having looked at a couple of your shows and now being in your kitchen with you, you know what you're doing.
Just got to keep doing it every day, just trying to get better. I'm assuming that your connection to writing stems from almost your creative hunt, just to pull it out, like making up your own dish.
You hit the nail on the head, and actually it's one of the smartest questions anyone's ever asked me. When I decided to get into media and start doing radio and TV and food writing and all the rest of that kind of stuff, I've been working in kitchens for 20 years. I was always telling stories through every plate of food that I created. I was always on the hunt for new things. I just didn't have a budget behind me.
Yeah.
Now, it's probably been about, 75, 80 seconds since we put the first piece of chicken in. It's still a little too early to stir. So we just want to look in there and see what's going on. We can see some light browning in there. There's no need to start playing with your food.
And that's just a really big tip to make sure you're paying attention. Don't be playing with this shit, okay? Let it do what it's supposed to do. Don't be in here juggling your shit, and then all you got is some naked ass chicken with all the stuff that you wanted on the chicken floating in your oil. Walk over to your little shitty coffee table, pack up some of your average ass weed in there, take a little puff, and take a little break. Take a breath, and then come back to your chicken.
Hopefully you're making this dish for the first time for someone special in your life. This whole Netflix and chill thing, how about,
so
hey
lazy.
baby, want to come over for dinner? And nothing shows that you're interested more than, hey, can I cook you a meal?
Yep.
That's got about another 3.5 minutes to cook to have the chicken cook all the way through. While that's happening, let's put together our sauce, our liquid glaze. Do you steal this from a pizza parlor?
I bought that at a 99-cent store. I think it would have been better if I stole it, but I felt bad.
Stole it from a pizza parlor.
That's a good stoner purchase right there.
Yes, it is.
And even if you do, and I think that pizza parlors, they buy extra of these because they know we need them in our house.
Of course they do.
So it's kind of like, we don't want you to steal them, but if you do, at least it's something that you really like, that you enjoy having in your house.
We have about a teaspoon of chili flake, a teaspoon of black sesame.
This show is huge on red pepper flakes because we're not soft, so only soft people are scared of red pepper flakes.
About 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, a few tablespoons of fish sauce. We want a little more heat, just a different kind, in this case, sriracha. Our built-in glazy piece of awesomeness, Thai sweet chili sauce. We want to get a little caramelization going on in there, so luckily you have nice hard pieces of sugar.
I went to Costa Rica myself and shaved this off of and dried it off of real sugar cane.
Of course you did. I'm just putting my ginger and scallion and my garlic in there. I have some larger pieces. These were the upper pieces of the scallion bunch, and rather than trim them and throw them away, I just cut them in little 1-inch batons with nice little angles. We'll let that wilt in there. What I want is 2 versions of lime. I want the cooked lime flavor, but then we want the fresh lime flavor at the end, but this is a nice juice of half a lime. And you know what? We're gonna use some of this as garnish.
A little cilantro?
Later on. But let's put a little chop.
Cilantro and lime together. Whether it's beer tacos or a chili lime glaze, chili Thai glaze. If in another universe, I would probably want to use that as some sort of cologne.
Jo Malone actually uses cilantro in some of her colognes, so you can actually get that right now.
Look at me reinventing the wheel over here. I'm the smartest dude you never knew. I am.
3 minutes is up. Jake, ladder cam.
Look at that ladder cam. Look at this, coming in hot. The cornstarch, the batter, everything, the egg whites, all still on the chicken, not floating around in there.
This is looking pretty thick and glazy as it is, but remember, it's gonna start to melt and get thinner before it gets thicker in the pan from reduction. So we just throw that into our preheated pan so that it starts cooking right away. All right, so here's the key thing.
Look at this. I'm so excited about the sauce.
This is starting to bubble and get hot, and it's getting thick again. Once you think it's ready, wait another minute.
Okay.
Because it's a glaze. We don't want it to really penetrate everything. We want it to surround everything. Okay, now here's the big moment. We're gonna do something most home cooks don't do enough of.
That self-test?
Taste their food.
Why aren't they doing that?
I don't know.
After watching so many cooking shows growing up, my favorite part was when they got to test it, they got to taste it.
First thing we do, chicken in the pan. You take that, I'm gonna take this.
Look at that.
Remember,
Glaze.
we're just coating here. So we've already done the cooking of our sauce.
This is like that family style action that I really love.
The mint goes on there.
Look at that.
Now I know this kind of looks like a salad, but that's kind of the point. And then
that.
some fresh lime.
How about these peanuts?
Oh yeah, last thing. Because you want that
Look at that.
contrast in texture and flavor. My work here is done.
Look at that.
Now, the most important thing, after all,
Yep.
is plugging the book. AZ in the Lost City of Ophir. Go to azworldexplorer.com or andrewzimmern.com. You can order it through Amazon or selected booksellers near you. Slide that out of the way. Try it.
Boom. Let's get in there.
You tell me. Because remember, this is stoner food, which means the minute you're into bite one, you want to go on to bite two.
And I am a 20-year vet of the stoner game, so I'm really, really confident in my stoner game.
All right.
skills. Everything just comes together perfectly in this dish. Perfectly crispy, not dry at all. That glaze is just something else.
But you notice you taste all the ingredients in it. You taste the soy, the fish sauce, the lime, sweet chili glaze are actually all in balance together.
That's this episode of $20 Chef. I want to thank my man here, Andrew Zimmern, his new awesome book. Make sure you guys get out there and get it. Look at it. I mean, the artwork's even awesome. It feels good. It's a feel-good book.
Everybody has a young person in their life. Everyone needs to read. Grab it.
Boom. Thanks a lot for watching. This glaze, I'm gonna bottle it up. I'm gonna make someone bottle it. How's that go?
It's pretty good.